have a chance. Richarlison cuts it back. Oh, what a goal! First up! It's just the 5th minute.
Still Lewandowski. Still Doski. Finds Dembele, and Dembele scores an equaliser. What a pass from Lewandowski. He has been the best player. He has actually got 2 assists. One of Gavi's goal and now Dembele's goal.
And City wins! City won the match. Manchester City won the match.
Hello everybody, this is Brisbane 05 Blast here and welcome back to another video of this channel. In today's match, we're actually going to be doing a second UCL semi-final prediction where it actually features a haram ball derby. Now on the PSG Bayern Munich, it was the opposite. It was the halal ball derby where of course it features more attacking football. You know, they're more direct towards the goal, scored more goals. Whereas in the next semi-final, it is the complete opposite. It's the reverse of the first one, where it of course features Atletico Madrid taking on Arsenal at the Wanda Metropolitano, the battle of the defensive teams. So now Atletico Madrid, let's talk about them first. So their road to the semi-final was slightly tricky. I'll get to that pretty soon. So they had to take on Club Brugge in the playoffs. They didn't have an automatic qualification, by the way. So they had to go through the playoffs to take on Club Brugge. They easily dismantled them, earning a ticket to the round of 16 where they took on Spurs. And despite conceding 3 goals in the second leg, they dismantled them in the first leg, scoring 5 goals and conjuring 2 goals in the second leg, which easily got them to the quarterfinals, only to take on their La Liga rivals Barcelona. And yes, Barcelona is a pretty good team, with all due respect. Barcelona is a very, very good team. But Atletico Madrid have the habit of beating them in every quarterfinals they feature in. And it was, history did repeat itself because Atletico Madrid got the job done in the first leg at the Camp Nou, beating them 2-0. And despite Barcelona getting 2 goals, having a remontada moment, Atletico Madrid just held on thanks to a goal from Ademola Lookman. And he scored that only goal in the Wanda Metropolitano to book themselves into the semi-final. So, yeah. Whereas Arsenal, on the other hand, they're actually quote-unquote as the best team in Europe, basically. The best team in Europe, being the only team to actually not lose a game in the group stage. So they had an easy qualification to the round of 16. They took on Bayer Leverkusen. Despite being close in the first leg, they easily managed to handle business and beat them 3-1. And in that Sporting game, it was again tough, but again they held on. They held on pretty much till the end and managed to reach the semi-finals, where they of course are taking on Atletico Madrid. So now both these sides have actually played each other in the group stage, but you had to go all the way 8 years ago, where they featured in the semi-final of the Europa League, where Atletico Madrid got the job done and they actually went on to win the Europa League. So history can repeat itself. Whoever wins this can actually win the Europe's big prize. Basically Europe's prize, not just big prize, but Europe's prize. Because Atletico Madrid did that to Arsenal and they actually managed to, win the Europa League. So if Arsenal can characteristically win this game, or Atletico Madrid characteristically win this game, they might actually go on to win the Champions League. I'm just saying. But yeah, anyway guys, I really hope you enjoyed this one. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get to the Wanda Metropolitano to see the 2 defensive clubs battle out for success. Alright guys, we're here at the Wanda Metropolitano to see the second semi-final of this campaign, as we have Atletico de Madrid taking on Arsenal. And as you can see, both these sides have reached the semi-finals, starting off with Atletico de Madrid as they managed to beat Spurs and Barcelona to make it here. They bet Spurs comfortably and Barcelona very close. They didn't manage to concede 2 goals at this arena, but they managed to hold on. And that too was a huge upset, by the way. Barcelona were too strong, but Atletico Madrid proved them wrong, as they're now in the semi-finals. But before I get to Arsenal's road to semis, let's just enjoy the UEFA anthem. Alright guys, let's take a look at Atletico Madrid's starting lineup. They're going with a 4-4-2, as I already found that out. Diego Simeone is the manager, but as I initially said, they're going with a 4-4-2. Jan Oblak is the man in goal. Galan, Linoman, Hanko, Llorente are your defenders. Simeone, Cardoso, Barrios and Baena are your midfielders. And Alvarez and Griezmann are your forwards. But yeah, as for Arsenal's road to the semi-finals, they managed to beat Bayer Leverkusen pretty close, 3-1 on aggregate. And then they of course bet Sporting in a 1-0 affair. That was actually a pretty close game. Second leg they decided to play haram ball. That's how they're in the semi-finals. But yeah, I have a feeling that Arsenal may crumble, but hope not. And yeah, I mean, they have star-studded players, so they should hopefully reach the finals. But anyway, let's take a look at Arsenal's starting lineup. Mikel Arteta is the manager. And yeah, they're going with a 4-3-3 formation. David Raya is the man in goal. Luis Kelly, Gabriel, Saliba, Timber are your defenders. Odegaard, Rice, Zubimendi are your midfielders. Saka, Trossard and Gyökeres are your forwards. So Atletico Madrid v Arsenal is coming right up. Who's going to win this match? Will Simeone prevail or will Arteta win the haram ball derby? We're just going to see and find out. Looks like Arsenal will be the one to kick off first. Odegaard goes for the straight punt. It's going to be a throw in here for the Atletico de Madrid. And why not? It is going to be pretty close by now, given the fact that these two teams literally play haram ball. But ironically, we're actually considered as the villains of this beautiful sport, given the fact that we play too much haram ball, which is actually true. Sorry that I'm, talking in a biased opinion, but yeah, Arsenal have been playing haram ball and they think that Arsenal is ruining football, which is actually true, to be fair. Most of the game has ended in a 1-0 affair or a 0-0 affair, so yeah. But as you saw, Atletico Madrid had the opportunity to score their goal, but missed. Simeone is the manager, as you can see right here. He hopes that he could reach the final and probably try to, recreate that Cinderella run like they did in the 2016, like literally 10 years ago, where they, recreated their Cinderella run, beating Barcelona in the, they also bet Barcelona in the quarterfinals that year, so hopefully Atletico Madrid can, recreate that Cinderella run. Looks like Barrios he finds Griezmann. Griezmann to Simeone. Simeone still has a rewarded tackle here from Luis Kelly. It's going to be a throw in here for Atletico Madrid. The son of Diego Simeone, Giuliano Simeone, is the one to go for a throw in. He finds Marco Llorente. Still Llorente. Llorente to Griezmann. Griezmann to Cardoso. Cardoso to Griezmann to Baena. But what a block here from Arsenal. But they lose the ball away. And Atletico Madrid scores. And it was none other than the former Premier League player Julian Alvarez to open the scoreline for this game, as he gives the home fans some jubilation here. The home fans are screaming with excitement because what a goal that Atletico Madrid kind of needed right there. What a finish from Alvarez, by the way. He might have actually left Manchester City, which is his comfort zone, so he could win a lot of titles. But I'm pretty sure if he reaches the final, it would all be worth it, because he managed to score a perfect goal like this. But looks like Atletico Madrid lead. And as it stands, Simeone might actually be the player to save football, or manager to save football, as he actually was the one that actually has the first blow on Arsenal. Thanks to, of course, a finish from Julian Alvarez. Now here's Odegaard, but what a tackle here. And now here's Antoine Griezmann. Griezmann to Cardoso. Cardoso to Simeone. Simeone to Llorente. Back to Simeone. Simeone to Hanko. Hanko to Cardoso. Still Cardoso. Cardoso finds Baena. Baena to Barrios. Back to Baena. But Timber manages to intercept this one. He finds Odegaard. Well, he actually collects the pass from Zubimendi. And Odegaard makes a wonderful pass here to Leandro Trossard. Trossard with a wonderful cross. Bukayo Saka the opportunity. Oh my goodness. However, Arsenal won a penalty here because Odegaard's effort might have hit the hand of a defender. That dude was Javi Galan's hand, by the way. Saka tried to go for it. Odegaard actually did go for a volley, but Javi Galan's hand came in the way. And it's going to be a penalty for Arsenal. The skipper is going to be the one to take the penalty. Martin Odegaard. Can he level the score? Or will Oblak make the save? No, Oblak won't save this one, as Martin Odegaard sends the keeper the wrong way and equalizes the game for this semi-finals. You gotta take a look at this finish though. Even though this was an easy penalty goal, you gotta take it, because at least Martin Odegaard, of course, the captain for Arsenal, is giving the Gunners some hope. Hopefully not recreating that PSG horror class last year. Trying to, have some magic in him. And given the fact that Martin Odegaard did score against Atletico Madrid, he actually played for Real Madrid, but he wasn't ready at that time. So he was a former Real Madrid player, except he was at the bench, and probably it was kind of fair because Real Madrid had the likes of Luka Modric and the others. So it was kind of hard for Odegaard to actually break in. But right now here's Bukayo Saka. Saka to Gyökeres. But he gets tackled and Atletico Madrid have the possession. Now here's Alex Baena. Baena to Alvarez. Alvarez to Galan, who was at fraud, by the way. Barrios makes a wonderful pass to Griezmann, who is playing his final years at Atletico Madrid, so he really needs to get his UCL title. He makes a wonderful pass to Llorente, but what an interception here from Hurrien Timber. Clears this one away, only for Atletico Madrid to receive it. And another interception play here from Arsenal. Galan again receives it. Is he going to pass it back to the keeper? He doesn't. He actually finds Barrios. Barrios finds Simeone. Simeone to Llorente. Llorente to Cardoso. As you can see right here, both these sides are leveled in terms of possession, chances. I have a feeling this might actually be the true haram ball derby. Except goals are actually scored. It's not like it's going to be ending in a 0-0 affair. But anyway, here's Griezmann. Griezmann finds Cardoso. Atletico Madrid are looking to break this one. Here's Griezmann. Griezmann tries to slip in the pass, but Luis Kelly, with a wonderful interception, breaks the play. And now here's Victor Gyökeres. Still Gyökeres. Gyökeres to Leandro Trossard. Trossard back to Gyökeres. Gyökeres to Rice. Still Declan Rice. Declan Rice to Gyökeres. Gyökeres shoots, but his effort gets blocked. But it's still with Arsenal. Luis Kelly to Gyökeres, but he gets blocked. Just his play wasn't that good, and Atletico Madrid manages to get this one away. Now they're on the counter-attack, by the way. Llorente finds Simeone. Simeone finds Griezmann. Griezmann to Llorente. Llorente to Alvarez, if I'm pretty sure that is. Anyway, Atletico Madrid still have their second life. Llorente gives it to Cardoso, then he gets the pass back from him. Now here's Barrios. Barrios to Cardoso. A bit of tiki-taka play for Atletico Madrid. Here's Barrios. But Gabriel makes a wonderful block. However, it's a handball, and it's going to be a free kick here for Atletico de Madrid. And I have a feeling that we are going to see a moment of magic from this free kick. I really have a spidey tingling sense right there. Because free kicks can happen at any time. And who is going to take the free kick? Who else? Antoine Griezmann. He goes for it, but it hits the crossbar. But they still score anyway. What a goal here from Atletico de Madrid. Who was that? It was David Hanko, the Atletico de Madrid centre-back, that actually re-establishes the lead for the other Madrid. The fans are back to celebrating. But you got to take a look at that free kick from Griezmann. His effort was parried by the crossbar. But somehow at the second time of asking, David Hanko manages to get the pass and scores the goal. And you got to take a look at that soundtrack, by the way. That was absolute banger right there. You got to take a look at... Got to take a credit at that song, by the way. But anyway, David Hanko scores the equalizing goal. Oh, sorry. Scores the goal to re-establish the lead for Atletico Madrid. And why wouldn't they be? Because they deserved it. But looks like Arsenal will be trailing at halftime to Atletico Madrid, 2-1. Of course, thanks to a masterclass performance from Alvarez yet again. But then David Hanko, out of all players, scoring the goal to re-establish the lead for Atletico Madrid. As he's been highlighted here. Half-time, it's Atletico Madrid 2, Arsenal 1. Alright guys, we're going to take a look at the highlights here for this first half clash. So basically the players are getting ready. Arsenal was the one to start the kickoff. Atletico Madrid had the opportunity to take the lead. It was an effort here from, I believe that was Pablo Barrios. Oh no, it was Llorente. Llorente had the opportunity to give Atletico Madrid the lead, but his effort was just wide. However, Alvarez manages to score the opening goal for Atletico Madrid. But however, his goal was cancelled thanks to a penalty goal from Martin Odegaard, as he sends the keeper the wrong way. But all was not at waste, because David Hanko re-established Atletico Madrid's lead and got the fans up their seats to celebrate. Because what a goal here from David Hanko. From a centre-back, by the way. So it's kind of mind-blowing there. David Raya was fuming, by the way. And yeah, those were the highlights. And let's take a look at the match facts here. Of course, Atletico Madrid had 4 shots to Arsenal's 3. Atletico Madrid 4 shots, 2 shots on target to Arsenal's 3 shots, 1 shot on target. And right now for the performance, in terms of performance-wise, the highest player for Arsenal is Luis Kelly. But we got to take a look at Atletico Madrid's highest player, and it's actually Pablo Barrios, who actually has an 8.6 rating, as he got an assist. So, yeah, he got an assist on one of the goals. So this is going to be a pretty interesting game. Who is going to win the second half? Will it be Atletico Madrid or Arsenal? Will Atletico Madrid hold on? Or will Arsenal find their way to get themselves back into the game? Just got to see and find out. Anyway, guys, second half will be coming up shortly, right after the break. Alright, looks like it's going to be second half here for the semi-final fixture. Atletico Madrid are going to be the one to kick off. And they're not going to be going for the punt, unlike Arsenal. This shows that Arsenal are really true haram ball, man. They're haram ball merchants, unfortunately. But anyway, Griezmann has it. He finds Alvarez. But what a block here, and what a tackle here from one of the Arsenal defenders. Now here's Martin Odegaard. Odegaard finds Timber. Timber to Saka. Saka to Timber. Timber to Saka. Saka to Odegaard. Odegaard to Zubimendi. Zubimendi to Timber. Timber to Odegaard. Arsenal really need to find themselves back, because anything can happen right here. Victor Gyökeres makes a wonderful pass to Timber. Timber finds Gyökeres. Gyökeres to Zubimendi. Zubimendi to Declan Rice. Declan Rice to Zubimendi. But what a tackle here from Cardoso, as Atletico Madrid manages to handle this one easily. Now is Alex Baena. Baena makes a pass to Alvarez. He's through. The defenders have got themselves dirty there. Alvarez shoots. But what a save here from David Raya. And it's going to be a corner kick here for Atletico Madrid. Hopefully they can think of going for a long pass. They're trying to steal Arsenal's tactics, corner tactics. But will that actually prevail? Atletico Madrid go long. Yes, Baena. Baena goes for it, but what a save here from Raya. You got to take a look at that save. It took him 0.40 seconds to make that save. But anyway, corner kick again for Atletico Madrid. Goes long again. But this time Raya comes forward, only for him to not actually make a catch on this one. So still with Atletico Madrid. Here's Alex Baena. Baena to Hanko, who's already got a goal. He finds Cardoso. Cardoso to Griezmann. But they mess up with the attacking play, as Arsenal managed to get this one away. Now here's Leandro Trossard. Trossard to Rice. Rice to Luis Kelly. But Atletico Madrid still has it. Here's Antoine Griezmann. Still Griezmann. Griezmann finds Alvarez. Alvarez goes for it, but what a save again for Raya. He's single-handedly getting Arsenal back into the game. But this time it took him longer to make that save. By only teeny bit. But it looks like Atletico Madrid still has the corner kick. This is their third corner kick, by the way. So they need to make the most of it. And it's Alvarez to take the corner kick. He goes long. But I'm pretty sure Gabriel was the player that actually got this one out. Now Baena finds Alvarez. Alvarez to Baena. Still Baena. Baena to Hanko. Hanko finds Lenormand. Atletico Madrid are still trying to take time. But Arsenal, they handled themselves easily. They handled the situation pretty easily as they got the possession back. Now here's Zubamendi. Still Zubamendi. Zubamendi to Gyökeres. Gyökeres to Lewis Kelly. Lewis Kelly to Rice. Still Lewis Kelly. Declan Rice with it. Rice to Leandro Trossard. Trossard to Lewis Kelly. Lewis Kelly to Gyökeres. Gyökeres to Odegaard. He's through. Odegaard goes for a shot. And what a goal! What a golazo here from Martin Odegaard. You gotta take a credit from the Norwegian. Scores a brace right there. But you gotta take a look at that goal. A moment of brilliance from the Norwegian. Caught Jan Oblak there. What a pass from Gyökeres. Odegaard was completely open. And from a tight space, he manages to pull off a banger. Or a moment of brilliance right there. But anyway, looks like Atletico Madrid have a substitution. And Cardoso is the player that actually came off. But, oh my goodness, it's a very close affair. And who else but the captain actually saving Arsenal? Looks like Conor Gallagher is the player to actually come on for Cardoso. Marino comes on for Zubamendi, by the way. And what a chance here for Atletico Madrid to get back their lead, to take back their lead. But David Raya just prevents them from doing so. He's a true showstopper. But however, Atletico Madrid have a corner. And here's Simeone to take it. Simeone to Alvarez. Alvarez to Baena. Still Baena. And another save from Raya, man. David Raya, you gotta take a bow. It's gonna be a corner kick again for Atletico Madrid. But if David Raya keeps on making saves like these, I have a feeling Arsenal will hold on. But as you can see from the shot counter, Alvarez had more chances than Odegaard. Alvarez had created 5 shots to Odegaard's 3. But still, from a midfielder, Odegaard had scored a brace. Whereas Alvarez has only scored 1 goal. And David Hanko was the player that I've actually re-established Atletico's lead for the second time. But can Arsenal get themselves in front? Here's Leandro Trossard. Trossard to Lewis Kelly. Back to Trossard. Trossard to Odegaard. Odegaard to Declan Rice. Rice to Trossard. Trossard to Lewis Kelly. Lewis Kelly to Declan Rice. Declan Rice to Saka. Saka shoots, but it hits the post. But Gyökeres, in the second time of asking, collects the rebound. Or basically scores the rebound from the post. And gives Arsenal the lead. Saka's effort hits the post. But Gyökeres, a bit of showboating, manages to collect it from the rebound. And scores it at the second time of asking. And with that, Arsenal have a lead on Atletico Madrid for the first time here, because Atletico Madrid have been dominating the Gunners in literally the entirety of this game until now. Because now Arsenal have the lead. Here's Declan Rice. Rice to Trossard. 9 minutes to go already. Can Atletico Madrid think of actually having a comeback? I don't think so, because they already conceded a free kick. But what a game we're witnessing here. Hopefully, that in the IRL semi-final, that it will have this kind of brilliance. But anyway, free kick here for Arsenal. Declan Rice goes short, but Saka gets tackled. Here's Conor Gallagher. Gallagher to Alvarez. Alvarez to Griezmann. Griezmann to Llorente. Llorente to Alvarez. Alvarez makes a wonderful pass to Conor Gallagher. Still Gallagher. Gallagher makes a wonderful cross. But Alex Baena's effort just could not meet the target. And it's going to be a goal kick here for Arsenal. They might probably hold on here. Only 4 minutes to go. And given the fact if they actually take this lead, they could actually make it to the finals. Because the second leg is at the Emirates. But Atletico Madrid are not giving up. Here's Conor Gallagher. Still Gallagher. But what a tackle here from Luis Kelly. But it's still with Atletico Madrid. Timber manages to get this one. However, it's offside. Simeone's cross. I think Simeone was offside. I am pretty confused on that bit. But anyway, it didn't show the player who was actually offside. So let's not talk about that. But anyway, Arsenal have the possession. Here's Leandro Trossard. Trossard to, I believe that was Rice. A bit of slick piece of tiki-taka here from Arsenal. Leandro Trossard has it. Still Trossard. Trossard to Gyökeres. Arsenal are looking to put this game into bed. Here's Saka. Saka to Gyökeres. Gyökeres to Marino. But what a block here from Atletico Madrid. I have a feeling they will still manage to hold on here. Atletico Madrid will not go for a counter-attack. They don't have time to go for a counter-attack. They're killing time. But looks like Arsenal will be taking this lead into the second leg as they manage to hold on against Atletico Madrid 3-2 at the Wanda Metropolitano. The Gunners fans are happy, and why wouldn't they be? Because this could get them closer to a UCL final for the first time in 20 years. And who else but Martin Odegaard that has actually had a man of the match performance, scored a brace, especially that second goal of his becoming a moment of brilliance, which is actually a moment of brilliance from him. And why not? Full time, Atletico Madrid 2, Arsenal 3. Alright guys, so here's the highlights for the second half. And as you can see, Alvarez had the opportunity to take the lead, double the lead for Atletico Madrid. But what a save here from David Raya, pulling Arsenal back into the game. And then Atletico Madrid had the opportunity here with a wonderful effort here from Alex Baena. But David Raya made an acrobatic save to deny what could have been a spectacular effort from Alex Baena. And then Alvarez again had the opportunity, but David Raya being a complete showstopper, preventing Arsenal from being 2 goals down. And then, as you can see, took a moment of brilliance here from Martin Odegaard, the skipper, to make such a wonderful goal, to score such a wonderful goal like this. Like, that was beauty. Raya was even clapping because of that performance. That was a beautiful goal from Odegaard. But then Atletico Madrid had the opportunity again. Alvarez again trying to create more chances, but David Raya being the man on top, making such huge saves. Like, seriously, David Raya, man, like, he's been making so many clean sheets. And then he made another save, by the way. But then, of course, Arsenal scored the match-winning goal thanks to an effort from Saka, which hit the post. But then Gyökeres collecting the rebound and scored it in the second time of asking. And yeah, those were the highlights from the second half. And now let's take a look at the match facts here. Of course, Atletico Madrid had more chances. David Raya denied Atletico Madrid from going even further. 11 shots, 7 shots on target to Arsenal, 7 shots, 3 shots on target. They've been more clinical than Atletico Madrid, so you can't take it from that. But let's take a look at performance. Definitely Alvarez. Alvarez, for some reason, is actually given the man of the match here, which is a crime. But to be fair, he's actually created more chances. And why wouldn't he be? He actually had a man of the match performance because he's been creating so many chances here for Atletico Madrid, carrying the players on his back. So why wouldn't he be the man of the match? It's only that he's at the wrong end. But anyway, this is probably going to be the predicted scoreline for the first leg of the second semi-final. And I can't wait to see what will actually happen in real life. Anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this one. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's see how things pan out in the other two semi-finals, which is, of course, PSG, Bayern Munich, and Atletico Arsenal. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this one, and we'll be back for our next match. Goodbye. Hello, guys, we're back. And just as you witnessed, Arsenal and Atletico Madrid played completely different. They didn't do haram ball this time. It was actually the opposite. They actually played halal ball, where basically they were direct. They were more direct towards goal. And I'll tell you what, There were 5 goals scored, but Arsenal got the job done, beating them 3 goals to 2. Well, it actually started well for Atletico Madrid thanks to an opening goal from Julian Alvarez. But then Martin Odegaard scored the equalizing goal in the penalty equalizing goal. And then from the free kick, literally almost halftime, from a free kick, Antoine Griezmann's effort hit the post. But it went straight into David Hanko. Yes, David Hanko. Well, it didn't go straight to him. He actually received the pass, by the way. But David Hanko actually scored the goal to re-establish the lead for Atletico Madrid. And he was the unlikely goal scorer because it could have been Griezmann, it could have been Alvarez, or it could have been Simeone, or any midfielders. But it was Hanko that actually scored the goal to re-establish the lead for Atletico Madrid. But then Martin Odegaard's goal was an absolute banger. It was really an absolute banger. If you haven't watched the video, if you haven't watched the match, please make sure to do that. I will probably upload a shot on that because this was mind-boggling, by the way. That goal from Martin Odegaard was completely classical. It was completely esque. Like Ronaldo-esque. Like he scored a banger to equalize the game for Arsenal. And then Victor Gyökeres scored the match-winning goal for Arsenal. And because of this, Arsenal got the job done, beating Atletico Madrid at the Wanda Metropolitano 3 goals to 2. And I have a feeling that it could be a different scenario. It will not be the Haram Ball derby. As FC26 would predict, it would be a high-scoring match. Arsenal would get the job done, but only just. Only just. So, yeah. So I have a feeling that this could be a very close game, but, complete opposite. Won't be Haram Ball, could be Halal Ball. So, yeah. But anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this one. Who will make to the UCL final? Will it be Atletico Madrid or Arsenal in real life? We're just going to see and find out because this is just a prediction. The real match hasn't started, so just saying. But anyway, guys, who will go into the final? Will it be Atleti or Arsenal? Comment below. And while you're down there, please make sure to like and subscribe because that will motivate me in the future. But anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this one. Please make sure to like and subscribe. This is Brisbane 05 Blaster here, signing off.